Hi, I'm Mark Willows from Clocks4Classics, and today I'd like to show you how we fit one of our EasyFit repair kits to this RVI type tachometer. Now these tachometers were made by both Smiths and Jaeger. We can tell it's an RVI type because the part number down here starts with the letters RVI. And these come in two different subtypes known as Gen 1 and Gen 2. This is a Gen 2 type, and you can tell that because it has these two bullet connectors on the back. So let's get started with fitting the repair kit. So the first thing we want to do is remove the bezel and the glass, and that's quite easy. The bezel just twists off. Sometimes you might find they're a bit stiff or rusty, in which case you need to apply some penetrating oil, but this one's quite free. So that comes off. The glass then comes out, and you remove this ring here which just pulls out. Now we can undo the two screws at the back of the unit that hold it in place. There's these two screws here, so I will just undo those. And there's another one here. And then the mechanism just lifts out of the case. So here you can see the mechanism, and really there's two important parts. There's what we call the movement, which is this part just behind the dial here. That's the part that actually moves the needle. And then there are these two circuit boards on the back here. And what we're going to do is replace the rear circuit board with our EasyFit kit, and then the middle circuit board we're going to leave in place. That won't be used, but it's easier just to leave it in place. But before we do anything else, I'm going to test that the movement itself works. And so to do that, first of all I need to cut the two wires. You can see here there's a red wire over here and a black wire here, and these are the wires that connect to the movement at the back of the dial. So I'm going to cut these as close as I can to the circuit boards. So if I just turn it around, you can see the red wire joins the circuit board just here. I'm going to cut that there, and similarly the black wire joins the circuit board just over here, and I'm going to cut that. And then I need to strip the ends of those two wires, so I'm just going to stop the video for a moment while I do that. Okay, we can see I've got those two wires, the red and the black wire, stripped. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use an AA battery just to test the movement. So I'm going to join hold the battery briefly onto those two wires. Now normally you would hold the black wire to the negative end of the battery and the red wire to the positive end, and if we do that we should be able to see the needle move. So I'll do that now. Okay, so I've got those two wires stripped. I'm going to touch them against the battery, and you can see when I do, the needle moves. Now if it doesn't move, try swapping the two wires round, because sometimes the wire colours are incorrect. So normally the red will be positive and the black's negative, but sometimes they're the other way around. But in this case you saw the needle move, and so that indicates that the movement's okay. And we also know which way round the wires are. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is we need to remove this rear circuit board, and in order to do that we need to undo the two screws at the back. But first of all we need to just disconnect some of this wiring. So there's two bits of wiring I'm going to disconnect. First of all, I'm going to remove these two bullet connectors from the circuit board. They just pull out like that, and you'll see that that white wire, this is actually the wire that senses the current through the ignition coil, that white wire is threaded through this transformer, and it's a bit in the way, so I'm going to remove it. So to do that, I'm just going to cut one part of it and then just pull it out, and that just gets that out of the way. And now we can see there's one other wire we need to cut. There's this yellow wire just here that joins onto the back of that rear circuit board, and I'm going to remove that, and we're actually going to remove that at both ends just so it's out of the way. Okay, so that's all the wiring removed to the rear circuit board. Now I can undo the two screws that hold it in place. Quite stiff, there we go. And I can just remove that board completely. There we go. So that's removed that board. You'll see there's a bit of a foam at the back there. On there's on some units, not on others. That can stay in place. So now we've removed that rear circuit board, and we're going to replace it with our EasyFit board from the repair kit. This is the EasyFit board. You can see that it's got a couple of wires here, and these are going to join to the tacho movement, and then it's got 3 wires coming out of the back, and these are the wires which connect to the vehicle. And you'll also see, if you look carefully, that it has this small button on the top here, and this is used for the calibration, which we'll look at later. So we're just going to fit the board to the tacho now, and that's very straightforward. So we just place it on the back here like this, making sure that the little button is just at the top here, and we secure it in place with the 2 fixing screws that we took out earlier. So one goes there, and one goes there. And the other 2 screws are the ones that fix the tacho into the case, the 2 unused screw holes there. So we'll just fix that in place, and that is the board fitted. And now we need to connect the wiring to the tacho. So now we're going to make the connections between the EasyFit board and the tacho, and we're going to join the orange wire from the EasyFit board to the positive tacho wire. In our case that's the red one, and we're going to join the white wire from the EasyFit board to the negative tacho wire. In our case that's the black one. And the way we're going to do that is to use these small crimp connectors, which are very easy to use. You just poke the wire into the connector and then squeeze the connector with a pair of pliers. So let's do that for the red and orange wires now. So I just poke the wire in, make sure it goes to the end of the connector, poke the other wire in, and once the 2 wires are in, then we just squeeze this button on the top with a pair of pliers. And it's important to squeeze the button all the way around just to make a good connection. And you'll see that there's some gel is squeezed out there. That's seals around the connection and prevents any corrosion. So that's the red and orange wire connected. I'll just do the same with the black and white wire, and that's the connections made. And then we just tuck these wires out of the way, and you need to tuck them somewhere where they won't interfere with the movement of the needle, so just make sure the needle can still move freely. And that's the board fitted. And the next thing we're going to do is make a hole in the case for this vehicle wiring to exit. Okay, so now we're going to look at drilling the hole in the case for the wire exit. And if you've got a case like this with this rubber gasket inside, then the first thing you need to do is remove that rubber gasket. So we've got these washers here that pull out like so, and then you'll find that you can poke the rubber out from this side. Okay, so then you've got the rubber out of the case so that we can drill it. Okay, so now we're going to use this template that comes with the kit to mark the position of the hole in the back of the case. And the way we use this template is, first of all, we make a pinprick right in the centre there, and once we've done that, we take the case, and for this particular case has this earth strap on the back of it, which is not needed, so I'm actually going to break that off. Once we've removed that earth strap, what we do is we take our template and we position it on the outside of the case, and we make sure that the letters that say top are at the top of the case, and then we look from the inside to line up the dots on the template with the centres of the hole. So you can see there I've got them lined up like that, and then we tape the template down to the back of the case. A couple of pieces of tape, just have a quick look inside to make sure the holes, the marks are still lined up, and they are, and then we drill just where that pin prick is with an 8mm drill. And just a note of caution, be careful when you're drilling the hole that you clamp the case down, because if it spins it could cause injury, so just be careful of that. So I'll be back in a moment when I've drilled that hole. So you can see now that I've drilled the 8mm hole in the back of the case, and I've been careful to deburr it so that there are no sharp edges, and I've also replaced the rubber gasket. Now, before we place the Tacho back in its case, there is one other thing we need to do, which is that we need to calibrate it, and that is done using this calibration button here, and there's a separate video on how to do that, so I will leave you to watch that. But once you've done the calibration, then it is simply a matter of fitting the Tacho back in its case. It's just a reversal of the disassembly, so we thread the wires through like that, drop the mechanism back into its case, and fit the securing screws. Let's get it lined up. There we are, that's one screw in there, and the other screw in there. And you'll actually see that the circuit board is designed to hold the wires right in the middle of that hole in the back, so they don't rub against the edge, and that's why we don't fit a grommet. In fact, fitting a grommet would make the spacing incorrect, so we actually avoid that. So there, that's the Tacho back in its case. We just need to refit the bezel and the glass. Bezel twists on, and there we are. So that's the EasyFit kit fitted. Now, when it comes to wiring the unit to the car, you've got these 3 wires, and if you look on our website, you will see there is a vehicle installation document that's separate for the kit fitting instructions. There's a separate document with wiring diagrams in it, and that shows you how to wire it in. But briefly, the red wire is the plus 12 volt supply, the black wire is the negative supply to the tacho, and the blue wire that goes to the ignition coil. And which terminal it goes to depends on what sort of ignition system you have and whether your car is positive or negative earth. If you have a negative earth car, then that will go to the negative coil terminal. If you have a positive earth car, then it will depend on what type of ignition system you have. But all that information is in the vehicle installation document, which has wiring diagrams. So thank you for watching. I hope you found that useful, and that is how we install our EasyFit kit into a RVI Gen 2 type tachometer.